All right. We are back here at Song of the Day, coming to you from the Rock Cave. I'm your host, Mark Pierce. It's Friday. You know what that means. Say it with me. Say it with me, people. It is Octane Friday, and that's when we kick it up a notch. Hope you're enjoying this week. Yesterday, The Fix. Oh, man. After I did that episode, I was just... I kept playing a bunch of their songs, and it's just like, oh, man, so many good ones. Oh, the poster's still there. Anyway, that was great. Octane Friday, anyway, I'll just cut to the chase, because it's, we just do that here in the cave. 4 seasons here in the cave, and there's going to be times we just repeat ourselves, and that's just the way it is, just like the radio. I mean, how many times have you heard Stairway? I mean, 1,000,000 times, right? And it's still good. So we're talking about Van Halen's debut album because it's their anniversary on February 10th, 1978. They dropped their first record. You can't let this one go by. There's so many records I just won't let go by every year. And we have to talk about it because that's just, that's what we do. Right? So, if you're like, Mark, this is the 3rd time you've talked about Van Halen 1 in 4 years, well, you're right. So sue me. Debut album, I love this record, so good. Debut album, February 10th, 1978, like I said, Pasadena band. You guys all know the history, right? They're playing clubs in L.A., West Hollywood. They were passing out flyers at high school. I think there's a picture of a flyer I have here, an amazing picture. They were hired in the Sunset Strip Gazzari regularly. What was the name of that place? I should have read that ahead of time, but anyway, like Myron's Ballroom, the whiskey. And then famously, Gene Simmons saw them in 1976 and produced a 29-track demo called Zero, which was released in the internet. Was it last year or during COVID? Kiss Management, though, not interested. They were like, these guys are not going to make it. Big mistake. And then Ted Templeton came along, and he ended up producing all of their records, all the David Lee Roth records, and he really did an amazing job. And this record, just some facts, 10 million copies, over 10 million copies sold. 5 singles, although I could say 7 or 8 singles off this record. Mostly live recording in 3 weeks. They just cut it. They did very, very few overdubs. The pictures on the front are from the whiskey. That's where they took the pictures. It's Diamond Dave's favorite record of all of theirs. What else we got? Just, amazing. So, and then I told the story that I had an older brother, so of course I heard this. I think I can't pin it down, but I think I first heard this record around 1980. 79 or 80. Pretty sure. And loved it from the beginning. We'd go swimming at Dartmouth in the public in the pool during the public times there. We'd jump off the 10-meter dive or 5-meter dive or whatever it was, and someone had a cassette player that they were playing on heavy rotation, and this song and Heart's Magic Man were always playing. This song, Running with the Devil, that is, we're playing, and then just this record, we wore it out so good, and ever since then, just a huge fan. Now, can you pick a favorite track off this record? It's not a perfect record. We have this conversation all the time. It's close. It's very close. It's an excellent record. I mean, it's an amazing record. There's a couple of songs, 2 songs that may keep it from a perfect record in my mind, but it's near perfect. But of course, when I was in middle school, it would have been, the people who were listening to Van Halen were in the smokers area. Like this one guy, just I can picture him with his Van Halen t-shirt, and I was like, oh man, I love that shirt. That's the smokers area, and I was in my Izod shirt. Anyway, what do you guys think about this record? So many great songs. Let's go through it. Running with the Devil, of course. First song, side 1. That noise in the beginning, that's a bunch of car horns. They took the car horns out of their cars, put them in a box, wired them to a battery, put them on a pedal. That was Gene Simmons' idea. I mean, what's that? How do you just sit around and think about that? But that's all their horns together, and they did something. They slowed it down and didn't. Anyway, that's what that is. And of course, it's running with the devil, people, but not like a satanic thing for those people who are worried about that. And I listened to this record 3 times before I did this episode this week, and it just got better and better every time. I do not tire of this record. I love these songs. Every time it was something different about, am I tired of this one? Nope, not tired of it. Running with the Devil, the guitar, the screaming, the solo, when he goes right into the solo. Oh my gosh, I found the simple life. It's so simple. When I jumped out on the road, I got no love you'd call real. Awesome. Eruption, of course, that one almost didn't make it on the record. He was just, Eddie Van Halen was playing that, and Ted Templeton heard him. He's like, wait, we should do something with that. He recorded that, and then apparently there's a mistake in there, and that's what's recorded. Every time he heard it, he was like, oh man, they could have done better. You Really Got Me, the famous Kinks song. Some other band was trying to put it out. They were talking to, so they put it out really quickly. It was the first single. Eddie Van Halen did not want it to be the first single. He wanted Ain't Talking About Love. But of course and we didn't know it was the Kinks. I didn't know it was the Kinks. But great song. Ain't Talking About Love. Now I listened to that one and I was like, oh, now we're talking. Like, that's heavy stuff right there. That was super heavy for the time. And that is an amazing song that just, I've been to the edge. And there I stood and looked down. You know, I lost a lot of friends there, baby. I got no time to mess around. And then I'm the One should have been a single. It wasn't. Great song. That one's a great song, right? Do you think? It's pretty good. Side 2, Jamie's Cryin, of course. Yeah, it's about one night stands. Awesome song, that one. Like, I would listen to that one over and over and over again. Atomic Punk, that one, anyway. What else we got on there? Feel Your Love Tonight. Great song. You know, it's pretty good, you know. Little Dreamer. Gotta love Little Dreamer. Little Dreamer, I got this 45 here, and this was Hot for Teacher. Came with a poster, but the B-side of that was Little Dreamer, interestingly enough. Ice Cream Man. That is a blues song from 1953, John Brim. John Brim. And that's, dedicated to the ladies. We got Bim Bam Banana, Pops, Dixie Cups, all flavors, and push-ups too. All my flavors are guaranteed to satisfy. That's a crowd favorite right there. On Fire. That's the one. I mean, the ones that I can do without are On Fire and Atomic Punk. But I'm the One should have been a single. Little Dreamer should have been a single. These are great, great songs, and I am running at 9 minutes. People, I know it's so hard here in the cave to just talk short and sweet with this too much talking. This is Van Halen 1. What's your favorite song? Ain't Talking About Love. Is that my song of the day? You know you're semi-good looking and on the streets again. But in the end, my song of the day, I think that Ain't Talking About Love is the heaviest one on there that is so, so good. And Jamie's Cryin was one that I listened to a lot. But you got to go with Running with the Devil. That's the first one. That's the one you ever heard. It holds up. I played it over and over again to make sure it holds up. And guess what? It does. It absolutely does. Just get yourself rid of the distractions. Play Running with the Devil. Turn it up. Give it some bass. Listen to it in headphones or whatever it is. Listen to David Lee Roth. I mean, this is amazing work. Amazing singing. Amazing backup. Amazing guitar work. Running with the Devil, you may have heard it a million times, but you know what? There's a reason. It's that freaking good. Enjoy it on Song of the Day today. That's what you're listening to. Break out some Van Halen as you roll into the weekend. I'll be back next Tuesday. I'll see you next Tuesday. Have a good one. And as usual, I'll catch you on the flip side.